Welcome Sagittarius to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 26th of August for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. There seems to be a little bit of an archetype in popular astrology that you're a sign that can be quite blunt. Do you think that's fair? One thing I can tell you is that this week you could find yourself wanting to firm up your boundaries, and why not? The quarter moon on Monday is in your sector of relating, but also Mars, which can be a feisty influence, and Jupiter, your ruler, are in this sector too. But all three are having to deal with other contra energies. Some of them to do with your home and emotional world, some of them to do with your professional interface. But if you feel that somebody or people have been taking your goodwill somewhat for granted, you may want to just say it as it is. But you can choose your words with care. If you really measure what you say, it will actually have a lot more impact. In fact, Mercury, the planet of communication, has been retracing its steps for some while, but since the middle of August in the part of your chart to do with principles, but also to do with higher education and travel. If you've encountered frustration around those areas, or you've been waiting to hear about a contract or an agreement, it wouldn't be a surprise if you have been feeling somewhat on edge. Mercury goes direct on Wednesday, but Mars then forges a very dynamic link to Mercury. So if you measure those words, mean what you say and say what you mean, other people will see that actually you're really invested in expressing your point of view, but in a balanced way. And that's much more likely to create a greater sense of equilibrium. In fact, later this week, Sagittarius, Venus, the planet of relating and of diplomacy, moves into a very friendly part of your chart. It's going to be great for your social situation in the weeks ahead. But even on Thursday, if you do discuss something about your future hopes, and it could be a financial matter as much as a social plan, the chances are others will see the value of what you can offer. But as the week draws to a close, Pluto, the planet of change, but also of consequences, inverts into your sector of everyday finance, where it had been for over 11 weeks through to the 21st of January since 2008. You've got another window of opportunity to reform this area, but also reform your values and self-worth. Pluto can seem to take things away from us, but only the things that we don't actually really need, but we're not always conscious of the need for that change. And also Uranus, the planet of surprises, has been very disruptive for you full-time since March 2019 in terms of your work, your life structure, perhaps even in terms of health. It's just all seemed to be a bit helter-skelter at times. Well, Uranus goes into a retrograde through to the end of January next year. It could be that Pluto inverting into your second house of everyday money and Uranus inverting in your sixth house of work and obligations suggest more refinements are needed. But those refinements will all be for the good at the end of the process. But it could require you to be aware that even though you are a freedom lover, there may be some sacrifices or alterations that you'll have to make in order to make your life work that much more efficiently. It's been a pleasure being with you, Sagittarius. Have a great week. You can also get the rest of year 2024 free in terms of your personal forecast if you order your year 2025 transits now. You can get 30% off and also your life roadmap report. All of this will give you searing insights. Please check out my special offer below.